Hi, in this video, I want to give you a walkthrough about HR Tech. So first, I need to log in, username and password. So after logging in, as a user, I can already see my payroll, no? So even if I'm just ordinary user, I can already see the payroll generated for me. So by clicking the ID of the payroll, I can be able to see the payslip. Okay, and then if you are an approver, you will see all the uh, documents that you need to approve, like if you are a payroll manager, so you can approve the payroll for that period. And also if there is a change on the salary of the employee, you can also approve that. Other things like overtime and approval, like if you are a supervisor, can also come here. Okay, so you can search by the particular name, like for example, I will just see approvals for song. So as you can see, it will display the name with the song. So just through keyword you can find a particular record. You can also see the announcement by the company. For example, if there's a party tonight, okay, then you will also see the birthday celebrants for the month. Okay, and then it also support multi-company. So as you can see, if I come here, you'll see that I can select the company that is assigned to me. Okay, and then there is also internal notification for each user, no, like for instance, if there's a notification that servers down, so fix it immediately. Okay, and so on. Then so the next thing I want to show is some configuration that you can do to the system. Like for instance, you can of course specify what are the items a particular users can access. Okay, so for each user you can actually specify what is the access group, if there's a work group, and the record restriction. So P is an admin, so he can access all the records. For a work group, he can only access a particular work group, and for self, it means he can only access the records related to him. Like for instance, for leave and overtime, he can only access those overtime that are applied to him. You can also specify for each user what are the companies that he can access. Okay, so another configuration that you can do is of course the access group. So for each access group, you can specify what are the modules that he can access, whether write is allowed, that means editing, adding new records, and so on. And you can also specify whether deleting of records is allowed on that particular module and function. Okay, so another configuration I want to show is the approval scheme. So for each particular function, for example payroll, you can specify who are the approvers, okay, and what level. So it's actually a multi-level approval system. And of course there are some settings that you can do, like for example for schedule, no. So for schedule, you can specify schedule for all employees. So for each schedule you can say whether there is a grace period for late, and then how many minutes it can be considered as a half day. In this case, it is 180 minutes or 3 hours. So if the employee is late for 3 hours, so it is already considered half day. Same thing for under time. and you can specify whether the employees is required to work during holidays, like for example those sales clerk in SM and so on. And then you can specify the shift for each day. For example, here from Monday to Saturday the shift is office, and then on Sunday it is a rest day. Okay, and then regarding the shift, you can specify, of course, what is the shift start and end, and then how many hours is required for that particular shift, and whether that cross shift is cross date. Cross date means it will go to the next day. Like for example, if you are a night shift, so your time in maybe is from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning, for example. Okay, so another thing that I want to show you is, of course, the employee. Okay, so you can see here the list of all employees. So you can search by name. For example, I want to search for Anderson, so it will only show me the name with Anderson. And then if I want to go back to display all, I just clear the keyword and it will display all the employees. You can also specify whether I want to see only the active employees, or for example I want to see the inactive employees. So by just clicking this active and inactive, you can see all the employees that are active and inactive. Now if I click on a particular employee, so I can see the details of that particular employee. Okay, so you can see here the contact information, and then some personal information about that employee, like birth date, gender, spouse, and so on. And then if there is a contact information, like what is the name of that contact, so during emergency, so relationship and mobile number. So you can specify the job title, when is the date hard, and anything that is related to organization, like department, group, and so on. So you can also specify the payroll information, like frequency, rate type, whether it's monthly or daily, and of course the bank where the employee is can withdraw his salary. Okay, so another items that I want to show you are the transactions that you can do. So like here we can do application of leave. So each employee can apply for leave. Okay, so if I go to the details of the leave, so you can see here the starting date and ending date of the leave. You can specify whether it's full or half day, so whether it's first half of the day, maybe in the morning, and then this one is if the employee is having leave in the afternoon, the reason for the leave, and of course while doing the application the employee can already see the leave balance for each type. Like here I have vacation leave of 5 days and sick leave of 3 days. You can also specify what type is that leave, whether it's a vacation leave or sick leave. And of course you can see the status of the approval and what are the actions each approver has taken on this particular leave, whether it is approved or rejected, and what date it was done. And then you can also see here some of the chat or conversation for this particular leave. Like for example, if I will type here, let's say please approve my leave. Okay, so if I will click it here, it will be added to the comments or the conversation. So when the approver will log in, will already see this remark. Okay, so I can also see the remark of the approvers. Okay, so from here there is some sort of conversation that is recorded on a particular document, like for example leave. So it is also applicable to overtime and other items that needs to be approved. So another thing I want to show you is the overtime. So the employees can apply for overtime. So what is the start time and end time, for example? Okay, and the good thing about the system is that it will not blindly follow what is the number of hours that was applied. It will counter check with the logs of the employees. So for example, if the employee says the overtime is 5 hours, but for example the log out is up to 9 p.m. only, so instead of 5 hours, the system will credit only 4 hours. Okay, so another thing I want to show is the auto deduction. So here you can put here or the loan, so the employees can apply for loan and be approved also. And then the good thing here is that the employees do not need to go to HR to see the balance of his loan. So as you can see from here, I can already see what is the original amount and the payments that was done, if there is any adjustment, and of course the balance. If I will come to one of my deduction or loan, for example, I will see here the details of my loan, whether it's terminated or not, and if the payment is hold for up to particular date. And then if I will go here on the operation and print deduction ledger, I will be able to see how is my loan is deducted. For example, now it's only 14,800 because my original balance is 15,000, and then I was deducted last October 15 on the payroll of 200. So now the balance is only 14,800. Okay, and then of course if there is any change in the schedule of the employee, they can apply for a change shift. For example, on this particular date, they can specify what is the shift on that particular day, or you can manually put here the shift start and shift end if for example it is just a one-time shift. Okay, like for example for the driver, let's say they need to go to the warehouse at 3 a.m. in the morning, so you can specify directly what is the shift start and shift end. Okay, so of course you can also specify here the salary of the employees. Okay, by the way, not all the users can access the salaries. Of course, we know that salary is a confidential item in any HR system, so not all users can access this salary. Now on each salary you can specify of course you will see here the previous rate for that particular salary, and then the current rate for that particular salary. And then on each salary, of course you will specify here the effectivity date, and then whether it's basic, ECOLA, other compensation or incentive, because in some companies they are giving other compensation and incentive. And then here you can specify if it is an allowance, you can specify what type of allowance it is. For example, it is transportation, representation, rice subsidy, uniform, and so on. Okay, so these are all can be used in the alpha list of the employee, no? Which is also supported by the system. And of course, for the timesheet, you can already see the logs of the employee on a particular period. For example, from October 1 up to December 1. So you will see here the logs of the employee. So what date and time, whether it's shift start or shift end or break, and then what is the data source, uh, from what biometric it came from, or if it is just a text file, you can actually upload a text file, or it can be directly coming from biometric. So it depends on the setup of your company. We can also give you some utilities on how to upload your logs to HR Tech. And of course, we have the timesheet. Okay. Now for the timesheet, you can see here of course, the date and then the ship on that day, if there is any change ship, and then you can see here what is the scheduled time in and time out. Okay, and then you can also see here what is the start time and end time of break, if there is any late for that particular employee, undertime, absent, leaves, and then here the good thing about here is that you can already see what is the breakdown for the 8 hours. So RWD means it is a regular working day. So for regular working day, you can see whether it's just a basic. So that means it's only for the for first 8 hours. If there is any night differential for that regular working day, and if there is OT, okay, or overtime, and whether it is night shift differential with overtime. And then you can also see here if the employee come for rest day. RD means rest day. So rest day basic, rest day night shift differential, rest day OT, and rest day ND OT. Okay, so you can also see here if the employee come for special holiday. So special holiday is also broken down into basic, ND, ND OT. So same thing with regular holiday. Okay, and we can also have a combination of special holiday and rest day. So that is of course a different rate. And then we have here the double holiday. So for example, like April 9, if it is, we know that April 9 is araw ng kagitingan, and then for example, the Holy Thursday also come for that day, so it will be a double holiday. So the system supports double holiday. Okay, so regarding the rate, we can see on the configuration for the pay rate. So you can specify here what is the rate for regular working day, for the premium, night differential, overtime, and night differential and overtime. Okay, so these are all actually set based on the standard or the rules specified by the Department of Labor and Employment. Okay, and of course I want to show you also the payroll itself. So I have here a posted payroll. So from here I can already see the list of payroll that was generated. So if I go to the details of the payroll, so on header I can specify the payroll group, pay frequency, and what is the payroll date, starting date and ending date of the payroll, and what is the period number, month, and year of that payroll. Of course, I can see here the summary. So I can see here the monthly rate, hourly rate, and then absent, late, if there is any adjustment, of course the basic pay, e-cola, premium pay, if there's overtime pay, night differential, holiday pay, if there is a de minimis for that employee, and other allowances or any other income, and of course the gross pay, and the deduction, government deductions like SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig, and if there is union dues, and of course the withholding tax and the loans. So you can see here the how much is deducted for SSS loan, Pag-ibig loan, if there is any cash advance or other loans, and other deduction. And of course finally you will see here the net pay. So from here you can actually let me go back to the list. So from the list I can actually, of course, print the payroll register, like for example for October 2020. Okay, so let me enlarge it so you can see clearly the items. So okay, so basically what you can see here is the details of the payroll register, which I already have shown in my previous screen. Okay, but the good thing is that from here you can already print it. Okay, and then from here also you can already generate the bank text file. No? For example, I have here one for Union Bank, and then I will, if I specify the month, year, and what date it will be credited. For example, it will be credited for October 15, and what is the period number. So if I will now generate it, you will see here that it is downloadable. If I will save the file, and then if I go to the downloads folder, you will see here the generated text file. Okay, so if you have any other bank like Metrobank and Banco de Oro, so we can also support that. No? You just give us the format of the text file and how you are doing it. We can do the customizations for you. Okay, so I think that's it. So if you have any question, just put it on the remarks below, and subscribe to my channel so you can see more updates about HR Tech. Okay, so thanks for watching.